in the 12th house of Aquarius, introspective healing and spiritual growth. I am often asked what it is that I actually do, and how I found myself immersed in all these spiritual narratives in the first place. Honestly, it is difficult to single out one specific moment from the past that set my direction or defined my future. I have already described part of my childhood in my book, Witches from Ashes, but conscious building and systematic inner work have been ongoing for more than 30 years now, allowing for a few pauses along the way when I had to deal with my own karma or personal lessons. Although even then, we are transforming, if we are willing. I have completed over 40 professional and trainings in spiritual development. I have worked with people for decades, and now my thoughts return to a pivotal point. As we gaze at the sky, we often forget that our inner worlds mirror galaxies and the rhythms of the stars. I was introduced to my natal chart a long time ago, and the aspect I will describe here was dominant in my chart at that time. Everything emerged from it and was confirmed over time. Even though today its visibility is influenced by standard astronomical delta-T correction, ephemerides, and interpolation methods, energetically it left a profound imprint. For me, at that moment, it set the direction. I sense this will be a longer reflection. Since we are currently moving through the time of Aquarius, and my moon is in Aquarius, placed in the 12th house, I will use this placement to explain how deep and conscious understanding of one's natal chart can guide us toward a path that is truly right for us, or at least toward a path that feels purposeful and aligned with our inner values. This is only one of the aspects that shape who I am, alongside a rather demanding karmic structure. Every year around my birthday, I gift myself time with an exceptional astrologer, Irina. With an astrologer like this, someone you visit for a yearly life direction refresh, your life can become a space and a timeline you mostly navigate yourself. Of course, there are always lessons, debts, and the ongoing balancing act between the material and the spiritual. We all have our challenges, whether internal or external. That is why I often say that inner work never truly ends, and that deep familiarity with the potential of your natal chart becomes a great advantage, often even a compass. I will repeat, I am not an astrologer. I know only basic astrology. What I am sharing here is a personal insight into certain realizations and lived experiences. It took me many years to come to an agreement with my moon about how we were going to move forward together. It carries an energy that leads into deep, hidden layers of the psyche. The 12th house itself has its own peculiarities and can be challenging, and the moon in Aquarius is famously headstrong, always several steps ahead of everyone else. I have long understood that with this placement, emotions are not merely feelings. They are interwoven bridges between individual consciousness and the collective unconscious. This energy naturally directs us toward introspective practices, meditation, and rituals that heal the soul, our own soul, and simultaneously the souls of those around us. Whether we want to or not, we see, feel, and eventually practice, even when it happens unconsciously. That is why it is essential to know ourselves down to the darkest corners. Reactions are inevitable when we are sensitive to other people's energies and to collective emotional fields. All of it flows into us, through us, and from us, touching us deeply. Sometimes it knocks us off balance completely. In those moments, it is crucial to understand what is actually happening. Whose emotion is this? Why do we feel it? What are we meant to do with these sensations? We need time to learn how to quiet the constant inner cacophony. We are forced to learn how to channel and classify all these impressions. Otherwise, we end up on an internal roller coaster, heading straight toward burnout or psychological overwhelm. When the moon in Aquarius forms a relationship with Uranus, new dimensions of gifts open, intuitive clarity and psychic abilities. Emotions become windows through which unexpected insights arrive, often so intense and penetrating that the best advice I ever received was, it is essential to keep one foot on the ground at all times. Ground yourself, anchor, fly, but remember to return. This combination demands presence and self-regulation. It forces us to learn how to receive messages and understand what to do with them, where to take them, and how to work with them. Intuition is given free access to higher dimensions, but it asks for time and focus so we can distinguish what truly belongs to us from what does not, and recognize what arrives as a premonition. This aspect encourages us to seek original healing methods, working with energy, crystals, plants, and highly detailed visualizations. Psychically guided meditations can take us very far. Uranus brings moments when insights rise from the darkness of the inner world, insights that can lead to liberation from old emotional patterns and to a deeper understanding of self. The challenge lies in balancing these insights with everyday reality. Sometimes it looks like listening to someone speak about something you cannot comprehend at all, only for time to pass and everything they said to unfold exactly as described. These moments throw us outside that famous box labeled social norms. Systematic inner work combined with grounded presence ensures that we do not get lost in higher realms to the point of becoming dysfunctional in this reality. Venus enters this story as well, forming a beautiful trine in the center of the natal chart. This further emphasizes emotional harmony, love for oneself and others, and the ability to heal through relationships. It allows spiritual practices to be gentle yet powerful, teaching us to recognize beauty in every experience and to cultivate compassion. Understanding and appreciation of differences grow here, and we learn to admire individuality when we encounter it. In the context of divination, the combination of the Moon, Uranus, and Venus amplifies psychic sensitivity and the ability to read symbolism through tarot, oracle cards, visions, dreams, or touch. We become a medium. The messages that come through these methods are not only about predicting the future, they serve to heal emotional wounds and connect us with inner wisdom. Over time and through maturity, we come to realize that these are blessings meant to help others and to build communities that become sacred spaces. The moon in the 12th house often calls us to explore our own shadows through introspection. A strong need for solitude emerges here. We become the light bearer, the torch bearer, walking alone through the darkness. This solitude does not mean loneliness. It is simply a period of retreat where we calm ourselves, reorganize, and recharge so we can return to people renewed. This aspect carries an unconventional, spiritually technological vibration, drawing us to healing methods beyond traditional frameworks. Psychic abilities, such as sensitivity to others' energies, clairvoyance through symbols or dreams, and telepathic insight into group processes, develop naturally through introspective divinatory practice. These innate talents can feel confusing if a person does not consciously work on themselves, which is why proper channeling is essential, allowing what is unnecessary to simply pass through us. Uranus teaches openness, flexibility, and innovation in connecting with hidden dimensions of consciousness, and it is important not to restrain this direction. The combination of these three energies provides powerful tools for healing and transformation. Countless ideas arise, along with a constant desire to learn new techniques, anything to avoid stagnation in growth and practice. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for transformation. By mastering new approaches, we enrich our path, expand perception, and experience emotional expansion beyond the intellect. Through guided meditation, energetic rituals, and working with crystals such as amethyst, moonstone, clear quartz, selenite, and lapis lazuli, intuitive insights are transformed into practical steps. Plants like lavender, white jasmine, rose, and basil support emotional and spiritual cleansing, open intuition, and help harmonize inner energies. Visualizing light cleansing the body and spirit enhances psychic clarity. Every practice becomes a meditation, every insight a healing ritual, and symbolic messages guide us toward inner liberation. This aspect also forms a strong foundation for the role of a death doula, as it brings the ability to guide others through transition and transformation with deep intuition, sensitivity to hidden energies, empathetic communication, and steady presence throughout the entire process. There are many trainings and practices involved, but the benefits are beyond words. Under this aspect, divination is no longer merely prediction, it becomes revelation and healing. Dreams turn into guides, crystals into antennas, and intuition into a bridge between personal and collective consciousness. People with this moon placement often feel a deep connection to nature, universal principles, and energetic currents that transcend time and space. Their empathy allows them to facilitate healing and transformation through presence, mentorship, energetic trauma work through ritual and the body, karmic ancestral clearing, emotional release, movement therapy, music, and even layers of magic and reconnection with Source. When a person is truly devoted to spiritual work and carries decades of experience across various self-development techniques, their presence in healing and divinatory practices brings exceptional clarity, balance, and transformative power. Working with such a person becomes a guided journey through the inner labyrinth, opening intuition and helping others find their own spiritual strength in a way rarely accessible to beginners or those with limited experience. Every moment of introspective silence and divinatory practice becomes an act of spiritual awakening, encouraging inner freedom, creative intuition, and healing power. All these gifts and trainings mean little without practice, and practice requires community. As with everything, we have a choice. With aspects like these, it is easy to become an eccentric person living in isolation. In that case, knowledge and talent eventually serve the ego, turning into unsolicited wisdom offered to others. If we do not consciously and consistently apply these gifts in practice and share them, the light-bearer's torch slowly fades because they are no longer fully present in this reality. No foot remains on the ground. Until another time, Te Puchetti.